Hello. If you like reseller content, toy content, like, subscribe, comment below. So we're looking at our items that have aged 1,000 days to figure out what is going on. This one we're going to focus on toys. I don't mean big toys, I mean little toys. So when I first started doing this, which is more than 1,000 days ago, but anytime I picked up a toy, the way I listed stuff originally was I would sell it for $1 plus shipping, which was not a good idea. Most people want free shipping, and honestly, it'd be cheaper to do it the other way. But people just think free shipping is the thing. So I listed everything that way. Then I kind of figured out it wasn't working, so I switched everything to be like a flat dollar amount, and some stuff just got left behind. So this is Princess Peach, and she's been on here for 1,072 days. People are looking at it, people are watching it. And that's the thing, is people are looking at this stuff, but they're not buying it. I don't quite know why, but the fact is it's sitting here, so we're going to redo stuff with it. We're going to pull some of these items out, and we're going to package them. What I've been doing the last 2 years is I package like items. So, Nintendo, princesses, just Mario. You can package a lot of things together in lots of three, and they make sense. They don't sell briskly, but they do sell. I'll sell a few a week at any rate. And this is all stuff I didn't go out and actually buy. These were things in toy bags. I'd pick up a bag and there'd be a Princess Peach in it. Whatever. It's not trash, but obviously it's not selling individually. So we're going to pull out a whole bunch of these older one-off items and figure out what we can pair them together with and get some lots going. Whole bunch of stuff out of several bins. So I separate stuff into a few categories. So video game stuff like Princess Peach. Then I have Disney, Pixar specific stuff like the Slinky Dog. And then I have a bin for like children's programming that doesn't fall into the other two. So like Daniel Tiger. So these, I think, were all just loose. So we're going to try to come up with some different lots we can do. Now I have way more stuff, so we're going to have to dig through and kind of get an idea. Now why don't we start with Princess Peach? We got Peach. I have a Yoshi car, and I have a Peach car. And I think that right there would actually be a decent lot. You get 2 Peach items, you get 2 cars. It's all Mario related. We're going to make some space here. What will this? And we're going to do $8 on this. I've had views on all of this individually. The Yoshi car, Peach, and the Hot Wheels. But nobody's pulled the trigger on any of these. But I think as a singular lot, this actually would work. So I'll get that listed. We'll do something with this guy. 2019 Pixar Toy Story Alien Remix, because he's dressed as Woody. I have 6 watchers on it at $7. Nobody's bought it, so I don't really understand what's going on. So the obvious thing is team him up with Slinky Dog, whatever that dog's name is. So I like to do lots of 3. Value enhanced kind of thing. And I have a set of tackle boxes, which I got into organizing this stuff. And my thing is, I was trying to list 3 items a day. I ended up with a lot, and I was just doing these bags, and they don't really sell. I mean, they do, but they don't. So I just kind of got out of the habit of it, but I ended up organizing some of this stuff. For my 3rd item, I went through it, and I found this little Buzz Lightyear. I don't know what he is. He's not branded. So what I do with these kind of listings is I just do, and then I'll take a picture, and then I'll put in the thing, the description from left to right, whatever I know about it, the gear manufacturer, this guy, this guy, this guy. So I don't know where Slinky Dog is. I'll have to look him up. The other guy isn't even listed, but then that knocks the Alien Remix off. And I'm doing $8 on all of these just because they're a little heavier. It's going to probably be in the 5-ounce range because this guy's a bit bigger, but I think value added, this should go somewhere. So that'll be another lot. This one's an odd one. This is from a show called Kate and Mim Mim. So I listed that. Three views, one watcher. When I listed it, the show was still around. So I just looked, and it hasn't aired on any platform in like 3 years. I have no other toys for this. So I think, unless I can think of something to pair it with, I'm going to have to toss it. So it was on BBC Kids, it was on Netflix a couple of times. I don't think, it only had 2 seasons, so I don't think it was popular. And I don't think it's value added to anything because it has nothing to do with, it's not Disney Junior. It's not anything like that. So I think that one's just going to get tossed. Then we got 2 different Captain Hooks that I listed individually on the same day. Could not tell you why. Neither of them have ever been looked at. So there's different intellectual property with Captain Hook now. So we have Peter Pan, obviously, but then there's Jake and Neverland Pirates. This is Jake. This one goes to Jake and Neverland Pirates. This one is more traditional. So we have 2 different ways we can do this. I also have this random pirate guy over here. I don't know what he goes to. He looks like, honestly, he looks like the dude from Scooby-Doo. I don't know what it is. It was just kind of stuck out at me as something that we can stand to list. So we're going to see if I have any more Jake and Neverland Pirates. I can put these together. Now, I could do Peter Pan, but that's not a thing you run into often. My alternate idea, I've done princesses. Why not do Disney villains? I could do a 3-pack of those. So I'm going to look and see if I can complete these 2. This one's a bit out here. I went through what I had. Didn't have enough to do a Scooby-Doo listing. I didn't have enough to do a Jake and Neverland Island listing. I didn't have enough villains, really, to do a Disney villain listing. What I did is I took, this is actually Fred from Scooby-Doo as a pirate, Jake from Neverland Island, and then this is Santiago of the Sea, which is a different child pirate show that I have no stuff for other than him. So I'm doing a children's show pirate lot. And then I had Hook Classic. I had the villain from the Hunchback of Notre Dame, whose name I do not know. Had that figure for like 4 years. And I've never figured out a way to list him. And then I have Screenslaver from Incredibles 2. So that's my villains lot. So the only things listed were this one, and Hook. And I took the other Hook and I just put him away. I'll use him another time. But I think those are 2 pretty interesting lots I can put together. And I'll get a little crossover because I don't know anything about the Santiago of the Sea show, but I'm guessing it probably wasn't super popular, and maybe the toys are, like Blazing Monster Machines, where their toys are really popular because they made them all 10 years ago. So we're going to put those together, and I think our desk is about halfway clear at this point. That character is Judge Claude Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame, which that's like the only movie they haven't remade. Maybe people weren't into it, but So we got Daniel Tiger. Nothing wrong with Daniel Tiger. He's not moving as an individual figure, although I have sold them in the past because his stuff is very popular. Um, and I just don't have anything else that really makes sense for him, so I'm going to set him aside. And I'll run into some Daniel Tiger stuff down the road. I buy the trolleys anytime I see him, so I might just include him with a trolley next time I have one. All right, so now we got Mia and Friends from Sophia the First, which is a Disney Junior show. And I have it listed by itself, and it's gotten a couple of views, but that's all it's done. We're going to see if we can combine this with other Disney Junior shows or if I have enough Sophia stuff. Now, the important thing, again, I wish I could show this on the computer, not my phone. When you have active listings, if you're not sure what you got, if I just throw Sophia in and search my own listings, we got a few different things. We have that, and then I have a lot of Sophia. Oh, it's a Disney princess lot, which I could break up, put a different princess in, and then throw Sophia back in with this. Let's see if I have enough Sophia stuff. So, I pulled Sophia out of a lot of princesses, which are here, and I had a rabbit from the show named Clover. So this is now Sophia the First lot, which makes a little more sense than the princess lot. And then I'm just going to take the two princesses, and just to move it off the desk, we have Minnie Mouse. She could be a princess. Whatever. The lot I pulled these out of had not had any views in a year. Like I said, these don't like sell, but they do move, here and there, and they're free money, basically. They don't take up a ton of space. I have a good-sized bin of Disney stuff, and it occupies like maybe a quarter of it. So those two lots, I think this one will go. I think that show's at least decently popular. And then the other one, we'll see. Final push to clear the desk here. We're going to have to do this kind of episode probably a few more times for my 1,000-day listings. I did crack away at it, but a lot of my listings are actually small stuff that's just lingered because it wasn't priced right or whatever. So we have Papa Smurf. We have Kion from Lion's Guard, the sequel to Lion King. We have, I think that's Rebecca Rabbit from Peppa Pig, but just a singular figure from an ice cream shop set. And we got a Snow White pin. And I distinctly remember getting that and thinking like, hey, I'll list this pin. And here we are. I still have it. So we'll dig through listings and kind of figure out what we could do with all of this. So, Papa Smurf, I got nothing. I have no Smurf listings at all other than him. I have, Schleich actually did a line of Smurfs, and I have sold Guitar Smurf a couple of times, but he ain't it. I got nothing to go with him, so I'm going to throw him in the bin. If I run into more Smurfs, so be it. Kion, I have teamed up with Rafiki and I think Nala. And we're just going to do a Lion King lot. Rebecca Rabbit, I only have one other Peppa Pig thing right now. So I delisted her. I'm sure I'm going to run into another Peppa Pig at some point. This pin, I had no views on it. It was a VHS release only pin that came with Snow White. No one has looked at it. So it's going to go in the bin, and I'll put it together with Snow White stuff if I run into any. Or some kind of Disney pins thing or keychains. I can make a lot with it, but for now it's not going to work. But I knocked out some old listings, made some stuff that's going to probably work better. And I got to get back into doing this with my lot because I got off of it, and now I kind of have a lot of stuff on my plate with it. And I want to get back to doing 3 listings a day because it seems like my sales are better if I do that. So today I'm good, obviously. And then I just got to keep on it tomorrow, organizing, going through and making sure keep my listings going, just to get some kind of traction on other stuff even. All right, so if you like resale content, toy content, like, subscribe, comment below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.